Yo, what is good, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Renegade Roundtable podcast. Here, I am Jeffrey Kirby. As always, each and every week, we are joined by Jared. Jared, how in the hell are you?
Doing fantastic on this beautiful Thursday here. Cool weather. Just another great day, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, well, when you got, the weather that you guys have down there, I wouldn't complain much.
No.
Me, on the other hand, it's been a long week. Started a new job over here at my local county sheriff's office as a correctional officer. So that'll
moving up in the world.
So there we go. All right, here we go. We're already got a comment here from our boy Derp. Says, all right, let's make this quick. We got a Portman game coming up tonight. Yeah, USA in this hole.
USA and Canada again tonight.
The game that I probably won't watch because
I watched the first period, I think, of it, and that was it.
Yeah, we go keep it a stack with y'all.
I'm trying to get into hockey. Trust me. I just think being there is probably.
I've given up.
Oh man, no, not Kirby.
I've given up.
It's hard. It's hard.
But other than that, tonight's going to be kind of a little bit of a free roaming-ish show too. Talk a little bit about just whatever, but for the most part, if you guys have anything you guys want to talk about in the comments, drop them in the comments. Let's talk some ball. Obviously, we got a mock draft we're going to go over at some point. We got Daniel Jeremiah's 2.0 mock draft, which I have not seen. Nope. Jared has not seen, but from what it seems like, the Steelers pick is interesting, to say the least.
I wonder what it is.
So if you guys have any draft questions, drop them down below. We could talk draft, talk Steelers, talk whatever the hell y'all want. But yeah, one thing that was interesting that did happen, we found out earlier in the week, is that the salary cap's going to be going up again to to about 277 to 281 million, somewhere in that range. So that puts the Steelers right at about 50 or $60 million in cap space, which is the most cap space I think we've seen the Steelers have in a long time.
And I don't think they're going to spend much. Well, I think they'll spend, but
no, they're not going to spend the full. Like, yeah. I would be honestly shocked if they spent 40.
Exactly my point.
And the thing is too is you're gonna go more than likely you're gonna go after Justin Fields. What is he gonna want?
That's the question. What does he want? Or Russell Wilson? God forbid. Please, I don't want Russell Wilson, but he is an option. You got there's other quarterbacks. So you got Daniel Jones, you got Sam Darnold.
I will remove you if you say that name again in the same breath as the Steelers.
No,
unless you're trying to push an agenda for us to just lose a shit ton of games so we can get a quarterback in next year's draft, then I'm okay with it.
Well, either way, I'm not confident of whoever's going to be. We're going to be winning a lot of games. I'm just going to be front with you right now. Whatever happens, whatever quarterback we have, I am not confident. Not one bit.
I mean, in terms of us winning games, I think it's natural. It's the Steelers way. We're going to somehow find a way to go and get that 9 wins and just put ourselves again somewhere in that 17 to whatever 20 some pick.
Yep.
And next year's draft. And you know what? And I can say this. We could all say this. Right now it's February, where we say, you know what? Screw it. Go ahead and lose a bunch of games.
Yep.
Now, when we get into the heat of the moment, it's going to be a whole different ball game. But Now, obviously, the chances of them actually going and losing a bunch of games and be getting a top 10 pick or whatever is not likely the way that this team has been the last 20 years.
Nope.
Will we like it? Well, it depends on who you talk to. I am in the mindset of, hey, if I'm not going to actively cheer for us to lose.
Yep.
But if it happens, I'm like, I'll have to find the positive and say, hey, there might be a chance to, yes, I'm going next year in terms of a quarterback.
Yeah. Especially next year's quarterback class. Ooh-wee. Oh, man, I'll be ready for that.
So you got a comment here. It's a shout out to the ungrateful people of Philadelphia celebrating by tearing up their city, the city of brotherly love. Yeah, well, they're a bunch of jackasses.
What do you expect?
F it, Nick Chubb to the Steelers. As much as I'd like that, he's washed. Actually, you know what? No, I don't know. Well, I think it's unfair for me to say that, considering the fact that he played against behind a bad offensive line last year when he did play. I revoke that comment. I don't think. I think it's too early coming back. There's always going to be a mental thing. So I revoke that comment. But if he comes out this year for whoever he plays for and does play well, then
there's no way. I would say there's no way going to the Steelers. I'm sorry. As much.
That's your thing too.
No way.
Aaron Rodgers in a retirement home.
I hope so.
I keep on seeing a bunch of people saying Aaron Rodgers is Steelers, and I'm like, no.
Prime Aaron Rodgers, sure.
Arch Manning, book it, LMAO. Yeah, that ain't happening as much as I would be happy to see that. And then our boy Herb here says Nick Chubb is one of my favorite non-Steelers. Grubhub Chubb. Kyle here on Facebook here says Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers. I'd hate myself if that did happen. This isn't 2022.
Yeah, I don't know if I would love. And no, just no.
It's a Brett Favre on the Vikings.
Yeah. Go to the Vikings, man. Go somewhere else.
Joe Montana and the 49ers. But, yeah, I would not be a fan of that at all. But, it is what it is. Derpy here says he'd rather have Russ than ever have Aaron.
I guess. It's not saying much.
Yeah.
It's not saying much to me.
That's like saying you'd rather have a rotten batch of apples than a rotten batch of bananas.
Mm-hmm.
Both not good. To be fair, Favre did get them to an NFC title game in Minnesota. Yeah, a blind squirrel gets a nut once in a while.
Oh, man. Like I said, rather have Justin Fields. Hope it's done soon. Please. I feel like as the weeks go on and go by, my mind is racing of who is it going to be. Because we don't know.
We don't. And it's going to be a couple more weeks. I want to say about 3-ish weeks. 3 or 4 more weeks until free agency starts. So that's when things will get interesting. And speaking of talking about weeks, and while Herb's in the comments, 2 weeks from today, March 6th, Mock Draft 1.0 show for this show. We're going to do our Mock Draft 1.0. It'll be my Mock Draft 2.0. It'll be everyone else's 1.0. So we'll be doing that live. And it'll be me, Jared. And then, of course, if you guys don't know, we always bring on Herb and my boy Hunter. We always bring them on as well. It's always a fun time to do those mock draft shows. And Herb, I'm going to need you to, on Thursday and Friday, while I'm at work, I better expect to have 7,000 messages from you talking about what goes on in that damn combine, because I won't be able to watch part of it because I don't get out of work till 3. Now I have my phone on me. So I'm going to need you to send me a bunch of text messages about stuff that's going on, damn it. But other than that, yeah, when it comes to the combine, it's always going to be fun. It's going to be a big part of. It's always a big part of talking about scouting and stuff like that, and that's always fun. But
it kind of like sets up towards the visits of who's going to go in the first round most likely. You know, it just sets up that way.
Yeah. Speaking of combine, it looks like Travis Hunter is going to end up going as a corner, which makes sense.
Agreed.
It makes sense for him to do that, considering it's easier to play him as a starting corner, but have packages where he could go out there and be an impactful player on offense as well.
Yep. I agree. 100%. Great corner. You know, like you said, whoever drafts Travis Hunter is going to have a fun time.
Oh, wow. So Herb says he's listed as both, so he's going to work with the wide receivers as well.
Oh,
hey.
Props to him, man. I don't know.
Dude just loves ball.
I agree. He seems like he loves it. I'll watch a little bit of his YouTube stuff. He seems like he's really really has a good time playing football on both sides.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting with him and see just how he looks in terms of. I mean, we all know the film speaks for itself.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of looking at.
It's just a question of what he's mostly going to play corner, most likely in the NFL. Then, like I said, some packages is on offense. Just the snap count, it's a lot different in the NFL than college, of course. But I just wonder how they're going to, balance it out.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Terms of just NFL draft, I have not reviewed one single player this entire week, which has been very rare because usually I do a couple a day.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done one all week. Got a good amount of guys. Been trying to work a lot on the defense because for a while I was heavily offensive, but defensively I've been working a lot. The last guy that I did was Deion Walker, the interior defensive lineman from Kentucky. Ooh, Lord, is he an interesting player to say the least.
Okay.
It's very, I don't know, the way that he plays is like goofy. And I try to not say that in a disrespectful way because he's a good football player. And there's a lot of things that he can do as well, but it's just sometimes like I watch him, I'm just like, huh?
Mm-hmm.
But like he isn't flashy at all. But he's also he was a 2-time team captain. I do think that there is a chance that he could be something as a pass rusher, but I think there's definitely things that need to be worked with him. And there's a chance he could go in the first round. I also think there's a pretty decent shot that he makes it maybe into the second round. And that's where, as much as I hate to say this, where I can see there are certain teams like Baltimore will find a way, they'll get him and find a way to make him look good.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's not a need, they'll find a way, which is just annoying.
That's how it is. That's how it is.
Other than that, you know what? I'm getting irritated, or not irritated. I'm getting I want to go and get into this mock draft right here because I'm starting to get curious as to why people have talked about this with the Steelers. So I'm a little curious. So let's go ahead.
To God.
It's
not a useless position, not important position. That's what it tells me off already. If I had to predict right now who it is,
who do you think it is?
Not who it is. What position I think it is. With the needs that we need.
What position do you think it is?
Well, watch it be a running back. I swear to God. Watch it be a running back. I swear to God if it's a running back.
Well, number one, the Tennessee Titans go with Abdul Carter, which, I mean, that whole debacle. Tennessee's just in a spot of.
Do I trade down or do I keep the pick?
I do think they're going to end up keeping this pick. I don't see them trading out of this pick, if I'm being honest here.
Okay.
Herb says, I know who it is with a wink emoji.
God, I don't like that at all.
Tell me, are we going to like this pick or are we not going to like this
Or
pick?
am I going to have to walk out? Man, we'll see.
We shall see.
We'll see.
Abdul Carter, yeah, obviously not going to argue that pick.
No.
Number 2, the Cleveland Browns go after Cam Ward. Now, here's what's interesting about this pick. Every day on Cleveland radio, obviously they're talking quarterbacks, they're talking draft. But the name that practically 99.9% of people are talking about is not Cam Ward. Everyone is talking about Shedeur.
Really?
Everyone is talking about Shedeur. And, I mean, I'll be honest. If I had to choose a quarterback out of the two, I'm picking Shedeur over Cam Ward. That's just my personal opinion. But I just, especially with the way that the history of the Browns are, Cam Ward to Cleveland would be a nightmare disaster. And this is the pick that will get people fired. That's just, especially in that situation.
Oh, yeah, they got.
Well, this isn't good.
Oh, great.
All
right, man. All right. Just keep going, please.
Number 3, the New York Giants go after Travis Hunter. So, my question here is what's our quarterback situation?
Yeah, in this scenario, they signed somebody.
In this scenario, if you're not going after a quarterback here, I agree. You're probably going after someone in free agency.
Sam Darnold. Back to Matt
Daniel
Jones. Oh, okay. I'm sure they want him back.
He's changed. Number 4, the New England Patriots select Will Campbell. I mean, not going to get an argument out of me.
Nope. I think this is the right pick.
Number 5, the Jacksonville Jaguars go after Mason Graham. Hey, they need defense.
Anywhere.
So you get defense. Here you go.
They need anywhere on defense.
Number 6, the Las Vegas Raiders go after Shedeur, which, I mean, at this point, sounding if the Raiders, this just screams like it's going to happen.
Yep. I think so too. I think it really does. Now the question is, does he fall to 6 or do you trade up to go get him?
It's an interesting thing, and they might do that just for the fact of
because of the Giants, maybe the Browns too. They drafted Cam Ward. You never know. I think those are the 2 teams that you would be a little bit curious about. You're not worried about the Patriots. The Patriots are going to, they have their quarterback with Drake May. Tennessee, can they do it? They could, but I don't think they will. I think they take the best player in the draft, whoever they think it is.
Yeah, I don't know if I see a scenario of Las Vegas trading up either.
I understand, but like you say, if you think it's your guy, you're going to go get your guy.
Yeah, but I also think that the Raiders might say, you know what, let's let the draft come to us. Let's see what happens.
And that's also very true as well, but you never know. I agree both ways.
Number 7, the New York Jets go after Tyler Warren, the tight end from Penn State. Hey, it's an interesting pick. I think Tyler Warren definitely has the ability to become a very, very good tight end in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. Another
And I would also say that this pick would make more sense too if Aaron Rodgers was coming as well, but he's not. So
I think that's another one, another team that you don't. They're going to sign someone or go in the draft. It's just Aaron Rodgers is going to be gone after the 6-1 date. Probably that's what it is. It's cheaper to release him. So we all know Aaron Rodgers ain't going to be there. So.
Number 8, the Carolina Panthers. They go after Jalen Walker, the edge from Georgia, which, by the way, I almost had him listed as a off-ball linebacker. But you know what? He's someone that could do a little bit of everything. I have not had a chance to watch him. I personally feel like they'd want to go offense here.
I agree.
Herb here says, every mock I've done, Mason Graham has ended up a Jet. Ironically, the mock draft, my 1.0 mock draft I did right after the Super Bowl, had Mason Graham going to the Jets. So I think we're right on cue with that one. But, I mean, he mentions that they have a defensive need. But I think if you are Carolina, you want to try and get a weapon for Bryce Young, who was on the up and up towards the end of the year last year. So why not help your quarterback out and get him a weapon that has an area code of a catch radius?
Talk about McMillan to this spot.
Yes, Tom McMillan, yes. Number 9, the New Orleans. Oh, hello. Mike Green going number 9 to the Saints. That's interesting. I'm not mad at the position. Not even necessarily mad at the player. I'm just a little shocked to see him this high.
Yeah, I feel like the Saints, like I talked about it I think last time, like I don't know what the Saints are gonna fucking pick every time when the mock draft comes around. Same with every team, but like, I think the needs, but
I mean, because you got Cam Jordan, who's 36, and you were 20th in sacks last year. So
yeah, that's the only one, but.
Number 10, the Chicago Bears go after Kelvin Banks. They've been constant. They want to go after offensive line. They've been doing that. They've invested high capital in the offensive line over the last couple of years. So I really like this pick for them a lot. In fact, in my old mock draft I had that same exact pick. So I'm not mad at this pick at all.
Oh, yeah.
Number 11, the San Francisco 49ers. They go after Will Johnson. They go after defense. Thought maybe they'd want to go after a defensive tackle to help with that defensive line. But also, I think Will Johnson's a very good football player. And if you're San Francisco, I wouldn't be mad at this pick.
Nope. Best corner out there.
Number 12, just talking about Walter Nolan. Walter Nolan goes to the Dallas Cowboys. So, Will Johnson slides.
If Will Johnson slides all the way down,
it's not happening.
But if so,
I'm sorry to break your heart, but it's not happening. But back to the Dallas Cowgirls. Would it be mad at this pick at all? I'm a fan of Walter Nolan. I'm a big fan of it. Number 13, the Miami Dolphins go after Tyler Booker, the guard from Alabama. I've talked about this. He's one of my favorite players in this entire draft. And I'm not mad at this pick at all. In fact, I really like this pick. I thought they would have wanted to go with one of the flex players in terms of guards, a player that can play guard or tackle. One of them's already off the board, Kelvin Banks. Thought maybe someone like Armin Membu would be a possibility here. But in this case, they have Tyler Booker. You're not going to get an argument out of me.
Oh.
Speaking of the devil, the Indianapolis Colts go after Armin Membu, the offensive tackle from Missouri. He could play multiple positions. I think that they like that. They want to get some offensive help. They want to get someone that can help protect Anthony Richardson. And not going to get an argument out of me.
Nope.
The Atlanta Falcons go after Mikael Williams, the edge rusher from Georgia. so stays in Georgia. He ain't got to go far.
Yeah, the Falcons just they got to hopefully hit on a pass rusher.
I'm trying to think the last time that they took an edge rusher.
Yeah.
Are we talking Tack McKinley? Are we considering him?
I think Tack
McKinley. Are we going to have to go farther back? Or are we going to talk about Vic Beasley?
Oh wow, Vic Beasley was all right. He was all right.
He was all right for like a year or two, and then fell off the face of the earth. Yeah, you were 31st in sacks last year. You need a damn edge rusher, damn it, Atlanta. Number 16, the Arizona Cardinals go after Kenneth Grant, the defensive tackle from Michigan. I personally thought they would wanted to go corner, but they get defensive help. They need some defensive help.
Somewhere.
Why not?
Yep.
And Kenneth Grant is someone that's been getting talked about a lot more as of recently, and I think he should be. I think Kenneth Grant definitely has the ability. If you're looking for a run-stuffing defensive tackle, Kenneth Grant is that guy. He's the guy that you would want to stick that big butt in the middle of that defense.
Yep.
Clog some holes and stuff the run.
Yep. He's trying to be a mold of Dexter Lawrence over there. So, yeah, I'm trying to be like him.
Number 17, the Cincinnati Bengals go after Johnny Bear in the corner from Texas. I think this is an interesting pick. Because if I'm not mistaken, Mike Hilton's a free agent.
That is correct.
Obviously, offensively, they're going to be fine, so they need to go after defensive badly. There was a reason why they had to let go of Lou Anarumo. But however they want to go, whether they want to help the back end, whether they want to go and help the pass rusher, is still interesting. We don't know what's going to be going on with Trey Hendrickson. Yep. That's a whole debacle. So
they got a lot of problems they need to fix.
On defense, yeah. Number 18, the Seattle Seahawks go after Greg Zabel, the interior, the guard from North Dakota State, which, by the way, me and Herb were salivating at the mouth watching this guy block in one-on-ones at the Senior Bowl. Because this dude was phenomenal. And when they said that Zabel has 5 position flexibility, he's not lying. When at the Senior Bowl, he literally lined up at all 5 positions.
Wow.
And was kicking ass and taking names. So you want to talk about someone who's rose in this draft, it's definitely Greg Zabel. He is someone that has risen himself into the conversation of being a first-round pick. And he's become one of my favorites. I think he lost 1 rep. That's it. He was amazing at all 5 positions. Absolutely. Me and her, when we were talking at the Senior Bowl, we were excited when we got to see him play because it was like, holy shit, this dude got it. Mm-hmm. So you won't get an argument out of me here at this pick at all. Number 19, Ted McMillan dropping all the way to Tampa Bay. And if you could imagine Baker Mayfield having Mike Evans and this guy, whoo, baby. I thought they would go after a linebacker, but I can't blame them if you get a caliber of this receiver. And the first receiver coming off at pick number 19, I didn't expect to see that.
I thought he was going to slide further down. Maybe the Steelers would have had a chance.
This has me very concerned, this comment.
Yeah, you would think.
Oh, boy.
You would think, right? I hope so.
Oh, Lord. I am. Oh, boy.
Oh, same draw. Okay, Colston Loveland. Tight end for the Broncos. Okay.
Real Ball Nowhere has entered the chat because I'm being neglected on Facebook. Yeah, it's because I don't have Facebook. For some odd reason, the comments won't pull up here on Facebook. and I don't have Facebook on I don't have the Facebook thing on my phone right now. So, but yeah, yeah, there you go. Number 20, Denver. Oh yeah, by the way, Hunter, 2 weeks from today, be here, be square, mock draft. You know that already. Colston Loveland. I believe I had this pick as in my mock draft that I did a couple weeks ago. So you're not going to get an argument out of me. I think he's poor man's Travis Kelce. I think he has the potential to be that.
Oh boy, who's it? It's so early to like. Oh, what did Daniel Jeremiah do this time now? Was he the one with Jackson Dart the first time around?
No, that was Field Yates.
Oh, Field Yates. Jesus. All right. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Wow. Thank God it's a mock draft. Thank God it's a mock draft. I can tell you what.
All right. Riddle me this. It is draft night, and this pick actually happens.
Well, don't
what is your actual reaction?
What the fuck reaction?
So Hunter goes LMAO and then says yes. Hunter, here's how I could tell you this isn't going to happen is because we're signing Nick Chubb.
No.
We're signing Nick Chubb, and he's having a resurgence.
There's no way. Thank God.
I will get arrested. Come to my county and get arrested. I know a guy.
I know
some people.
I know. I thank God this is a mock draft because there is no way, unlikely, to draft the running back round one. Hell no. Hell no. I'd rather take my corner over this. Give me my D line. Give me an O line. Give me a receiver. Now, God. Now, here's a question that I don't want to ask. Would you rather have a quarterback or a running back at this spot?
Based on this quarterback class, yeah, give me Genty.
That's the only thing that I'll be happy about. But
in all reality, I don't see a world where Genty makes it past Dallas. I think obviously there's the talent for him. The talent's there, but it's just a matter of the position.
Who's going to draft him? And also the Cowboys. I don't know if you saw Zach Martin retired.
Yeah,
that's another. I don't know. Might be another position opening up.
Oh, by the way, Jared, remember what I was talking to you about? What I said earlier about the Browns and the player that they kept on talking about.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Hunter, that's not how you spell Shadur, sir. Herb says, "Fuck, I forgot about that."
So I think the Cowboys are going to get an offensive lineman more than likely now than the running back.
It's a possibility
because I think the guard is a little more important than the running back.
Tyler Booker comes into play, or comes into play, so it'll be interesting.
But thank God this is a mock draft. I don't care. Ibuka was still here at this time of this mock draft.
Oh.
2 running. Oh, hell no. What is Daniel Jeremiah on right now?
Interesting. I don't see a scenario where O'Marion Hampton is a first-round pick. I don't. Oh, boy. This 200, just wait till you see 24. I bet you will be stunned.
Back-to-back running backs is insane.
Interesting. Number 23, the Green Bay Packers. They go after Josh Simmons. So earlier this week, on my first day at work, I was talking to a Green Bay Packer fan. We were talking about who we think that the Green Bay Packers go. I had asked him, I was like, what position would you want to see him go first? And he actually said he thought a corner, which I agree. I thought a corner would be the case here. But I could also see a scenario where an offensive lineman will come into play.
Yep. But I think corner is more, honestly, for the Pats.
It's just a matter of what kind of corner they want to go after.
Exactly.
All right, now I'm curious to see what 24 is going to be. Oh. Hey.
3 running backs in the first round. 3 running backs in the first round.
From the world famous national champion Ohio State Buckeyes.
Thank God this is a mock draft.
No, you know what though? Travion Henderson there was at a point of time where there were conversations about could Travion Henderson be a potential first round pick.
I get it.
And Jeff T's clear cut number 1.
Yep.
And then you go on a tier below and you talk about some of the other running backs that could be up there. In the way that Travion Henderson has played and what he's able to do, and the fact that he's never fumbled in college, and the success he's been able to have, I thought that they would want to go defense here.
But I think it's good for the Vikings, though.
But I'm also not mad at it.
That's why I said I saw the team. I was like, oh, it's the Vikings. I was like, it's not a bad pick in my eyes.
By the way, Herb, be respectful to the world champion, national champion, Ohio, the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Okay.
So we got our first commenter today from TJ here. It says, I'm fine with Ashton only if we trade for Stafford and Cup and sign some good pieces for you. Well, number one, buddy, we're not getting Stafford and Cup. That's not happening.
We'd be lucky if we get one of them.
Yeah, we're getting none of them, if we're being very brutally honest.
Do you know how the Steelers do? We don't trade. I'm sorry. We do.
You're right. Daddy is home. And the daddy's back in the national championship at a horseshoe, baby. Yes, sir. OH. Stafford and Cup for 7th round pick in 2027. Who said no?
Oh man. Man, let me make the call right now.
I will drive myself.
You want me? I'll pick
all the
him
way
up.
to California.
Pick him up. Take him myself. Hey. Don't worry, man. We're going to drive to Pittsburgh now.
Number 25, the Houston Texans go after.
See, this is why we can't have nice things.
Oh, Houston. The Houston Buckeyes. First you get Coleridge Stroud. And now you get Emeka Ibuka. God, Houston, are you trying to make them like my second team or some shit? when you draft all these Ohio State, it was like the Saints. They were always drafting Ohio State players. So it's like, oh, good Lord. But no, TJ here, he says Emeka makes sense for Houston. It absolutely does.
Oh,
it 1,000,000% makes sense. And I think that they need to go after a wide receiver. Herb says, see, I've seen this be mocked a lot because of the Stroud and Muka connection in college. And honestly, I don't hate it. Oh yeah. If Emeka Ibuka is at 25, he is not making it to 26. I agree with 100% with that.
It's very true. Very true.
Number 26, the LA Rams go after Darius Alexander, a defensive tackle from Toledo. Now, this is interesting considering the amount of defensive tackles that have the possibility of going in round 1 in this draft. There's an abundance of names that you can go after. Yep. I mean, I mentioned earlier there's Deion Walker that's still available. You still got Derek Harmon, you got Shamar Stewart, depending on how you want to claim him, whether you want to claim him as an edge. And then even past that, even in the later rounds, you still have Tyreek Williams, you'll still have Landon Jackson, depending on what you want to claim him, Alfred Collins, TJ Sanders. So there's a bunch of guys that you could go even later on. So if you're a team that needs a defensive tackle, I don't know if I would necessarily want to take him in the first round.
It's a lot. It's a lot of them.
In fact, if you're LA, I would almost want to think that you need to maybe look at some offensive tackles.
I agree.
This defensive class is so good that my gut tells me that Pittsburgh is going to end up going defensive tackle.
Yep.
I just want a receiver.
I want one. That's all I want. Please. Give me a receiver.
Oh, man. Number 27, the Baltimore Ravens go after Shamar Stewart, a guy that I was just talking about. He's someone that he has the potential. The dude is big as shit. The production, he didn't have production in college. If I'm not mistaken, he only had 4.5 career sacks, which is concerning. However, the dude is big as shit. He has potential. There's something there. It's just a matter of can you get that out.
Yep.
And it's Baltimore, so they probably will. Number 28, the Detroit Lions go after Donovan Jackson, the offensive or the guard from the world famous national champion Ohio State Buckeyes. I have to do it every time.
Okay.
I absolutely have to.
You don't have to.
Oh, I do. It is an absolute must. Now, this is a pick where I'm not going to argue it, although I really think that they would want to go after some defense. I think they'd want to get maybe an edge rusher to pair, opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. And at this point of time, you still have James Pierce, Nick Scorton, both guys from Ohio State. You still got, there's still guys that you could go after, and maybe that's their philosophy is to say, hey, this is, again, a deep class. Maybe we'll go after someone in the second round.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Number 29, the Washington Commanders go after Jihad Campbell, the linebacker from Alabama. Hey, this is a player that could go sideline to sideline. He's instinctive. He's fast as shit, and this would be a good fit for them. This would be a very good fit. Mm-hmm. Number 30, the Buffalo Bills go after I almost said Marcus Golden. Matthew Golden, the receiver from Texas. And by the way, if they're not going to go after a defensive tackle, then yes, I'd probably say go after a receiver.
Agreed. 100%.
Number 31, the Kansas City Chiefs. Well, clearly they needed some sort of offensive line help after the shit show that we saw in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
I weirdly hope Jack Sawyer ends up in Detroit. And then he goes, it's like a stepbrother moment. Did we just become best friends? Mm-hmm. Oh, that movie's hilarious. But, hey, Josh Connolly is someone that clearly you're not going to get an argument out of me.
Nope.
Number 32, the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. And what's new?
Yep.
Death, taxes, and them going after a Georgia player. Good Lord have mercy. The rich get richer. Other than that, anything else you want to get off your chest before?
Well, that's pretty.
Do you want me to start sending you jersey swaps of Ashton Genty in a steel uniform?
No, don't need any of that.
I can very well make one for you tonight.
Let's not do that, please.
I might do it anyway.
No, please don't. I don't need any of this right now.
Expect one in your inbox in about an hour.
Okay. Alrighty.
Might even be quicker.
That's great.
Might be 5 minutes from now because maybe I already have one.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't. I wish I did. Other than that, do want to say thank you everyone for tuning in. Hope you guys did enjoy it. If you guys did, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a comment. Till then, if you are on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. If you're on X, make sure to go and follow us both on there. And if you're on my Facebook, well, was good. Even though I really didn't manage comments in there that much. Other than that, hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Have fun. Ross Chastain, you're going to win in Atlanta. Ryan Blaney, you are not going to. And, yeah. Inside joke between me and Herb. Ryan Blaney, that car does not fuck. 3. Inside joke. Now I gotta wait for his comment because he just goes, best car in Atlanta, the 12. Bullshit. That car does not fuck. 3. It does not win Big Baby Scumbag base game of the week.
Great.
You wouldn't understand that. This is a thing that me and Herb have had for like a year.
I could see that.
But other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Enjoy. Have fun. Till then, peace out. Fuck the magic.